Hey Gigi, can you tell me how things have transitioned for you in terms of your instruction? What shifts have you made instructionally for changing to the Common Core?
We're trying to get the kids to be able to think and make sense of what they're doing. So last year, part of my past two. You want me to close it?
Hey Gigi, can you share with us a little bit about what shifts you've made in terms of how you teach and what your instruction is since you've been trying to move towards the Common Core?
Well, with the Common Core standards coming up, we've had to try to have the kids think about what they're doing, make sense, reason through. So last year in geometry, as part of my past two project, I and another teacher teamed up and developed just big idea questions. We call them problem of the week. We try to kind of integrate them as part of the course, but in a very intimidating way. Where we said, okay, take these problems home, think about them for a week, and see, what you can do.
And what were the kids' reactions?
In the beginning, they were very intimidated by it. They were like, oh, it's too hard. I don't know what to do. And then I think after a while, they started getting interested in those kind of questions, and they actually liked them. I would give them to them at the beginning of class, and they were actually doing them while I was teaching another lesson. So I think they like that kind of idea, and they like to persevere through, to try to have a better understanding, but it's just going to take time for them to get adjusted to it.
Yeah, they had to sort of get over that hump of...
Yeah, over the hump of, you mean this isn't a question I can solve in 2 minutes? Because a lot of them want that. They want to solve it in 2-3 minutes and be done with it, and they don't want to have to think about it. They don't want to think about the meaning. So, we try to slowly introduce those kind of questions, but at the same time, we don't want to hold their hands through it and do the questions for them.
And was that frustrating for them when you didn't just tell them what to do?
Yeah, it was. I mean, they wanted instant feedback. So I would pass out the questions, and they would, within 10 minutes ask me, is this right, is this right? And I said, well, think about it. So eventually they got over it. And we actually ended up giving them a survey. We gave them I think it was six to seven questions by the end of the year. And I gave them a survey at the end of the year to kind of, gauge their feelings about, having those questions. And we got a lot of positive feedback. A lot of the kids said that in the beginning they didn't like them, but that towards the end it really helped them think, it really helped them learn.
So it was worth it to them?
Yeah, it was worth it to them. They liked it. And, I made it worth a homework assignment, so it wasn't this big quiz grade. So if they didn't do well on it, they didn't bring their grade down, but that they would still try.
So it was a pretty safe
safe
place to try things.
Yeah, it was safe. Try to make it safe. Because if we made it too many points, then I don't think they would have tried it on their own. They would probably maybe copy it from somebody else because they're so desperate for that grade. But I think, making it not worth that much, they actually attempted it on their own.
Okay, have you tried to do anything else in terms of how you teach just regular day-to-day stuff?
Well, I mean, I teach stats, and in statistics, there's a lot of those kind of, think and reasoning problems. So we do that every day in stats. We talk about how this applies, and, not just the answer. I tell the kids in stats that, the procedure and the mathematics is only 25% of the grade. It's explaining your thinking. And the kids have a hard time around that because they're so used to math just being number crunching. So, as long as I keep exposing them to those kind of questions and having those kind of questions on my test where they have to explain their thinking, it's going to get them there.
Yeah. What do you think in terms of the whole department? What shifts have you seen?
Tremendous. I mean, I think everybody is on board with the Common Core. We know it's coming, and we're trying to do everything in our power to prepare the kids for it. So I've seen teachers, do things differently than they normally do.
Like,
having the kids reflect on their tests, having them write about.
Embarrassing me to give you this.
Okay. Having them write about the mistakes that they made, so really think and process. I've seen a lot of teachers have reflection logs. I think with the new teachers, so a lot of us are trying to, incorporate the kind of expectations that Common Core is going to have.
So not only have you guys changed individually, you sort of changed as a team in terms of
Yeah.
what the tests look like and
Yeah, I mean, we spent all of this morning talking about, as a department, what's an appropriate homework assignment, the length. So we're trying to all come to a common ground as to, having the same number of homework questions, the same kind of test questions. In fact, today they were talking about having more, instead of giving the kids 100 questions a night, give them meaningful questions, give them questions that's going to take them longer, but not, so the big idea kind of questions, not just the procedural stuff. So we're definitely leaning towards that way.
great. What hurdles do you still have to overcome, do you think?
Well, I think the Common Core right now is still all up in the air. I mean, I've gone to conferences and I've seen some example questions, but I don't think a lot of it is already predetermined and set. So working with this just kind of vagueness is what's making it difficult for the teachers. We know they're coming. We know you guys want teachers to teach thinking and everything, but we don't really know what exactly that's going to look like or translate to.
Right.
So until we get more information, it's hard to plan entirely for it.
Yeah. Have you done anything explicit with the standards of mathematical practice, helping the kids know what those are or try to incorporate those?
I haven't personally. I don't know. I can't speak for the other teachers, but I haven't. I mean, part of the standards are already all those things we make the kids do anyways, right?
Right.
Just think, explain. I mean, I don't think I told the kids specifically this is a standard, but I've covered those. I have those expectations in my classroom.
And they know that.
They know that.
Cool. All right, thanks.
Thanks.